What's up, guys? It is NigelLuteDX here, and welcome to the God Level. Let's talk about the state of Warzone. Let's go ahead and look at Season 3. We will talk about Season 1 and 2 and how Warzone got integrated. A little bit of a rant video, but something that really will inspire you. Maybe give you some information about the future of the game and give you a little bit of an idea on where I sit with this game. Personally, I have so much passion for it, and I love it loads. So please, if you are one of those guys that enjoy Warzone and you want to see it do well, especially Call of Duty, press that thumbs up and subscribe. Let's hit over 100 likes. Honestly, it's all about growing this community. As you guys know, I on YouTube have a YouTube channel of 1 million subs that does Minecraft, and also I have a great following of 650,000 followers on Facebook Gaming, where I stream 8 hours every day. Selfless plug. Now, let's get into the gameplay. Right, first things first. Let's talk about Warzone and the state of it. We've got skill-based matchmaking, which has become more apparent now that people are more solidified with the fact that it actually exists. I can't even say the word solidified, but now I said it once and it completely messed up everything. But hey, who cares? You get what I mean. The game was very good in its multiplayer stages, and then they released it to be free to play alongside a couple of tests with Warzone. That just opened the floodgates to hack central. Wall hacking, where you can see through walls, and a lot of aimbot. There've always been a lot of aimbot anyway, but more than ever. We're talking a normal regular fan base that would play Call of Duty every year to now 70 to nearly 100 million users that have signed in. Let's deduct about 15 million because they could probably be, double accounts or triple accounts or whatever. But you've got to look at the fact that the game used to be amazing from multiplayer, and in some ways it still is. I started there. I started playing on the 25th of October, the very first day of release. I went to the launch in the UK, which was like a London underground vibe and feel to it. All the celebrities in the UK and influencers went to this particular party launch event. We had to be honest, it was nothing special, but hey, it was something. I played every day, and I've streamed it for 8 hours every single day apart from Sundays up until this exact release of the video. I got to number 6 in the world on multiplayer. You'll see 1 to 6. I was number 6, and that's overall stats, where that's wins, KD, lifetime on the game, how long it takes for you to live and die, accuracy, weapons, you name it, headshots. Now, the ones above have actually been recently exposed to be hackers, so I could have maybe been 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Who knows? What we do know is that the game has evolved. The Warzone has taken it by storm. Everyone's playing. It's the biggest game. My favorite game's Halo, but now we're looking at Call of Duty being the most favorite game in my list, but it's broken. The game is, yes, it is in beta, and there's loads of issues, whether it be uncapped frames on PC, now I've switched over to that, or PlayStation and console, aka Xbox, having horrendous disadvantage, which whether it be from audio, 2 frames, or field of view, aka FOV, which again PC have. But the biggest issue is hacking. Hacking is horrendous. They did not ever consider building an anti-cheat that they needed to do on this scale. It's the worst I've ever seen in any game. Obviously, probably because of the amount of people that play video games, and obviously due to COVID-19, keeping people indoors, more people are playing it, that type of stuff, which is good for their business model, but horrendous for people that are trying to make money or a living or a streamer or an influencer out of the game. This game is extremely passionate to me, but the hacking has got to a limit now where it's embarrassing. There's even to the point where the hackers have gone to advanced measures so that they would never be caught of hacking. For example, people that use aimbot now, they'll have a key bind setting. If you don't know what that means, say for example, you look at your keyboard in front of you right now, or your phone with a keyboard. You've got yourself Q to M, the whole alphabet in front of you. Imagine where you're using WASD, which is forward, left, right, down. And you just went, hey, the letter Q is the button for the aimbot. Well, guess what? You could be in mid shooting and you could tap Q and shoot half of your mag or your clip into someone really fast and then untap it. Well, Some of the pros go to great lengths and they have buttons on their mouse. Now, as you know, you shoot with your mouse, right? On PC, you shoot with the left click button. Well, imagine having your thumb on the side and there's a button there, and you quickly, as you're in mid-trance or mid-shot, you can aim to the person's head and unclick it. So you hack for like 0.5 seconds and then unhack. So just to give you that quick click of it, it's called a snap of an advantage. People are going to insane lengths to just give themselves a, let's say they play 80%, maybe 90%. Maybe they don't use the hack at all, only when there's like 1 in 3. Maybe they kill 2 of the person and they're like, oh, I've lost my plates because I've outgunned 2 people. Now I'm going to put the hack on for one opponent. There are so many people out there that are coming up with strategies and techniques to hide the fact that they're hacking. And it's scary because the anti-cheat system isn't in place. And how do they really come up with these hacks? I'm guessing they're going to have to get a program or an anti-cheat program or something like that. Right now, if you get banned or reported in a spam of like 3 or 4 games, you get thrown into shadow banned hack lobbies, meaning that you get put up against other hackers for maybe like 8 hours or a whole day. You get thrown into these stupid lobbies, and then all of a sudden the whole stream's kind of ruined because you're thrown into these trashy lobbies. And then periodically after each loss, the game thinks, it goes, oh, these guys aren't hacking, and then puts you back into normal lobbies again. And you know, it's very unfair for basically being a very skilled individual to be thrown into these things. So hacking is a big issue and really needs to be talked about horrendously. Now, skill-based matchmaking was always something that I vocally spoke about in the infancy of Warzone, not multiplayer, just Warzones particularly. It was really bad. You could go up against 150 great players, which on paper is great, but not when you're, you know, wanna just go kill a noob or kill someone that's average. You know, those guys do need to be punished. You know, this is Warzone, this is Battle Royale. I'm a firm believer in the win. I'm a firm believer if you're not good enough to play, don't play. You are not welcome in the Warzone if you are not on that level. But do you know what? You probably are shocked by my statement. Do you know what I'm going to say to make everything okay? Let's take a book out of Apex. A page from Apex and a book out of Apex. Let's take a page out of Apex. Apex Legends brings an official ranked system that if you are ranked 50, you only get put up against other ranked 50s, which completely makes everything transparent and fair. The developers have kind of actually said that skill-based matchmaking doesn't exist, but it does. Many YouTubers, many influencers, me, myself, very much at the very beginning, while everyone disagree with me, as most things like the release of the Battle Royale, but I was right about that. But seriously, skill-based matchmaking has improved. We have seen much fairer lobbies, and the mix has been fair. I don't know how they work it out and how to pinpoint it exactly, but it's been a lot more enjoyable. The hacking and improvements have been a lot more enjoyable, but they're still there, still bad. They're coming up to season 4, which is going to probably elevate the game, change the map, and completely shape everything and change the whole evolution of the tournaments as we know it. And not even that, we're about to hear updates about the new Call of Duty, which is kind of scary because, you know, this year for me, you know, I know it's going to sound really nerdy, but this year's been kind of a write-off. I've just grinded my life away. You know, I know that sounds really, really horrible or really bad, but I've put so much time into playing Call of Duty and getting good at it that, you know, the focus point has been more about Call of Duty than me as a human or a streamer or anything. You know, and that's kind of scary because I love the game and I love it, but the game isn't doing me any favors because of these issues. The game needs to be perfect. Obviously, no game is perfect, but it needs to be better. And it needs to be better for me and for the future of what I'm trying to build. You know, there's a lot of these little bits that hold me back. You know, I'm now on PC and I'm playing better than I've ever played consistently. You know, when I'm playing in these, when I'm streaming, I'm playing with a guy called Nick Cool and Oakley Boy at the moment, in this present moment, and they're in American lobbies, meaning I'm on 150 ping downwards, right? And that's like basically 1.5 seconds delay, but with 160 frames on my new Zydax PC. it's amazing. You know, I go up to 200 frames sometimes, and that's kind of unheard of. Like, all the pros go and max their frame rate at 140. I honestly have to say this to you, that me playing on the improvements of the PC and the frames has made ping kind of obsolete, which is great. That means when I play on lobbies where they're my own in Europe, I'm now almost Matrix style wiping through players. But due to the hackers and the skill-based matchmaking, of course, you're going to come up against either a difficult opponent, or someone that is cheating, or someone that is like really sneakily like an assassin, a cheater or something. But the state of Warzone is evolving, and you know, this video is just kind of talking about all the good things, which are not many, and a lot of the bad things. The good things are just the fact that the game is so good, and that's it. I'm not needed to say anything else. The game is amazing, but the cheating is horrendous. And I feel like by the time they fix the game, next game will come out, as in Halo, or the next Fortnite craze, or the next craze will come out, and I'll be forced to jump on that craze. As a as a streamer that's trying to trailblaze through the industry, you have to adapt and go to the most successful game. Not most successful game in the week, the most successful game that has longevity, and that, I'm afraid, is Warzone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Stay God level, and I'll see you guys in the next one.